So while we wait and see with the draft and the Jadeveon Clowney situation and what the Browns are going to do on the other side of the defensive line, let's actually talk about the guy they already acquired, TAKK McKINLEY. Let's look at TAKK McKINLEY's film. Let's see what he brings to this team, and let's see what he's going to bring on that opposite side next to Myles Garrett. Are you ready to talk about it? Because I am. But before I do that, I want to make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload. Also, got to give a shout out to the patreon.com dog check tier members. And as always, I start with Michael Matique, the most dangerous man in Cleveland, DJ, Marino V, Cleveland Cart, Matt H, Greedy Shoulder, Gemini, Liam Freeman, Fight Dirty 74, Yo-Yo, Matt Lloyd, Paul Wilcox, Hundo Magnifico, Rob Ferron, Kyle Stouffer, Lukey from Munich, Deveroff, J Guy 101, Musty Taco, Joe Bobby, Brad Cabo, Dylon W, James McGinty, Arinda Hall, Rex Kaufman, Chad Gimme, David Maldonado, Andrew Sadeo, Dylan Hill, Josh Bendor, Jalil Salim Jr., Martha Crustnut, Mark M, TJ Showman, Stuart Moore, Bubbo Regretti, Anthony O, Cleveland BCI, Robert Jermaine Jr., Dave Mike May, John Cummings, Andrew Hirsch, Curtis Bear, Batman Rush Sharir, Barack Kumar, John Albert, Beerman 069, Masayua, Buds of Roland, James Nemo, Mac House, Reeve Hurst, Philip Wilcoxon, Marie Vibert, Keith Anderson, Sean Barron, Goggles Bizano, Corporal Nick Lopez, Dom Gazillo, Nick Nasty, Ian Williker, Colin 216, Anthony Latham, Christian Madbon, Dave Strong, Michael Stone, Soul Train, Charles Work, Billy, Michael Holdenack, Moose Gentry, Austin Z, Mark Burnett II, Andre Griffin, Otis Wolf, IT Rex, Greg Ehlers, Austin Boland, Kirkabard, Jesus Serrano, Chris Fawn, Pickdown, Browns Backers, Mark Kahn, Johan Hilf, Kevin Johnson, Max Aldojo, and Water Bear Marketing. Again, guys, thank you so much for the support. It means a ton to me, whether it's on Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, wherever you choose to support me, however you choose to support me, I greatly appreciate it. Now, let's talk about TAKK McKINLEY and what he brings to this team and what his best fit is on this team. All right, so we're looking at TAKK McKINLEY today. We're going to go through some of the free agent signings during the offseason, look at some film and see what they can bring to this team and some of the areas that they need to improve to help this Browns team reach their goals defensively this year. Now we're going to start with TAKK McKINLEY. TAKK McKINLEY, man, I would say the number one word I would use to describe this man is relentless. He has relentless energy. Like, I don't know if anybody watching has ever babysat a toddler, right? Or a really hyper toddler. And you know how a toddler, when they want to play with a toy, you try to keep it away from them. There will be nothing that stops that toddler from getting to that toy. That's a lot what TAKK McKINLEY is when you watch him on tape. He is relentless. He is nothing but just pure energy and force. And it's very unharnessed. Like, it's just kind of uncontrolled. It feels like he's shot out of a cannon. But let's get into it. We're going to start with this first play here against the Bengals. And this is a game from 2018 versus the Bengals. This is a game that I think is very representative of the strengths that TAKK can have and the weaknesses that TAKK has. Now, you're going to want to watch TAKK. TAKK is on the left side of the field right here, going up against Bobby Hart. And Bobby Hart knows about TAKK, knows about TAKK's energy. And, you know, his energy kind of bugged Bobby Hart all game, because you see right here just from the start, Bobby's gonna jump offside. Well, not offsides, but false start here, right? Kicks false start. It's obviously a false start. Even so, look, TAKK bull rushes and almost gets to Andy Dalton. So good rep there for TAKK. Let's watch it again from the top angle. Again, false start. And he's still just that energy. It's relentless, and he will push through, right? Let's see this from the end zone cam. And it's the same thing, right? Here's TAKK, 68 right there. Changing the play up a little bit. And you see TAKK, he does this really well. He has a really nice bull rush. It's nice energy. He gets underneath, and then he gets loose. And he would have got a sack and a strip sack probably if Bobby didn't jump offside or false start. So good on him. That's a good play right there. Again, TAKK McKINLEY, man, he wears opposing defenses down, especially opposing tackles down. And again, it's that motor, it's that energy that really drives him. He doesn't have a ton of pass rush moves. He really just has his size, his strength, and his energy, and that's how he wins. Now, you would hope he develops into more of a skilled technician there, because there is a ton of potential there. He has great athleticism, but he is just right now, especially in 2018, one of his best years, just pure energy. And to his credit, it is a lot to keep up with, right? It is really hard for a lot of offensive tackles to keep up with him and keep that energy the whole game. Even an athletic tackle, not necessarily a great tackle, but a more athletic tackle who you would expect to be able to kind of hang with this, like Bobby Hart, he struggles with it, especially late in this game, because TAKK McKINLEY going to pop off for 2 sacks here late in the second half, I believe. But watch this right here. This is a great example of just wearing down Bobby Hart. It's the same exact move as that first play of the game. It's a bull rush that he just wears down with, right? There's nothing different. And you're not going to see very much variation on his pass rush moves, right? But he will just wear you down. This is what he does, right? Gets that shoulder in, runs. He's just running to the quarterback. Big old dude. Just straight running to the quarterback. You know what he reminds me of? This is going to be a weird comparison. But you know how when you watch Kareem Hunt just kind of explodes in one direction on a run. He doesn't really have the back cuts and the extra stuff that a Nick Chubb does that sets him apart. He just is kind of a one cut explode simple runner that's real helpful, like out the shotgun or just like if you need 5-6 yards. That's why the Browns use him in short yardage situations, because he doesn't play around in the backfield a lot like Nick Chubb does. TAKK McKINLEY's the exact same way. TAKK McKINLEY is not going to mess around here with no backdoor. He's not going to mess around with no spin moves. He's not going to mess around with no time slaps. He's just going to put his hands in your chest and just see what happens. And sometimes that works out. And sometimes he's so just relentless that it puts him in bad situations and he can end up on his back. This is a great example. He's on the left side of your screen. It's going to be a run play. And you see, he just sees ball, go for ball. That's kind of what he does. And he gets caught up here, and then Alex Redmond's going to get a better angle on him and just push him down to the ground. It's avoidable if he had a little bit better technique. He wouldn't have ended up on the ground like that. See, he lets Tyler Boyd gets a hand on him. And he's still just relentless, right? He's like the dude that will play full court defense at the rec. He just is willing to do it. And that's great. He has that motor. You would just like to see him kind of develop more skill with that motor. Now this right here, this shows two things, right? He showed up in a big moment. This is in the fourth quarter, 8:57 left in this game on 3rd and 5. The defense needs him to step up and make a play. And also, look, that motor is not a first half thing. It's not a first quarter thing. He does this for 4 quarters. He just spams the bull rush button for 4 quarters. And it works. That's how much energy he plays with, right? It's just reckless and relentless energy. Look, this is the same bull rush from the first play of the game. And he's getting the sack the same exact way. You saw this at 3 different points. One right after halftime, one at the beginning of the game, right here in the middle of the fourth quarter. It is the same move. It is just, that's what he does. He does not mess around with different pass rush moves. He is just going to put his hands in Bobby Hart's chest the whole game and bet that he can't do it for 4 quarters. And by the end of this game, Bobby Hart had decided he is no longer doing this. Like, he can't do this. And by the way, he forced a fumble. So that's a huge play. Not only does he stop that, but he forces a fumble too. I think they actually call it back or say that Cincinnati got the ball back. But at the time, they called it a fumble on the ground. But he does force a fumble here. Look. It's the same thing, right? just gets in there. It's too much for Bobby Hart. Bobby Hart is holding at that point, right? Like, that is a massive hold. Like, he's holding at that point. Yet, TAKK still get through. He's relentless. He's relentless. And this is what you like to see, because if he's opposite of Miles, this can be a good thing, because you need somebody with that kind of energy next to Miles, because you know what? Maybe in Atlanta, where it was Vic Beasley at best on the opposite side forcing pressure, he didn't get a lot of opportunities to clean up. But next to Miles, he's going to have plenty of opportunity to clean up. And he might not have to be a great technician, but he just has to be somebody who can get pressure late in the fourth quarter. And if his motor is still like this in 2020, then that will be something that helps him. Look at that. He's just got energy. He's just straight, pure energy. It's wild, man. Again, look, there's nothing different about what he does this entire game. Now they're putting a chip block on him, right? They put 87 on him. You gonna push him, because I bet Bobby went to the huddle and Bobby was like, look, man, he keep bull rushing me. I can't keep up with it. I need help. Okay, Bobby, we're gonna help you. We're gonna chip and we're gonna push, and he still almost get there. He look hand on, he almost got Andy Dalton. Chip, push. He has that relentless energy. He sees ball, get ball. That's him. Old school kind of football player. He does not have a ton of different moves. He doesn't have a lot of the fancier stuff that you see in, like, when we watch Jalen Phillips play. Jalen Phillips is a real fancy technician. He's somebody who has, like, inside outside, potential. TAKK, you just put him on the edge, you shoot him out of cannon, and you just wear down right tackles. Just wear him down the whole game. He's really, like, this is why I want the Browns to get another edge rusher, right? Because if you get a quality edge rusher opposite of Miles, and then you bring TAKK McKINLEY out there to replace that dude or Myles Garrett, imagine dealing with this kind of energy off the bench, which means that, hey, if you're the left tackle and you're going up against Miles the whole game, when Miles gets a breather, you're getting TAKK McKINLEY shooting out of a cannon, relentlessly just bull rushing you the whole game. Or it's happening on the other side where you have another quality pass rusher, same situation. This is what I think TAKK's best use is. Now, again, he could surprise me. I don't think he has enough to be the full-time guy on the opposite side, but that energy is going to be real useful. That is just relentless energy right there. That's a double team. He almost got a sack through a double team late in the fourth quarter. And again, this is all in the fourth quarter. He's just been doing this the whole game to Bobby Hart. Like right here, same thing. He just puts the head in, almost gets a sack right there. Forces a pressure. Now, Andy Dalton almost throws a touchdown, but he doesn't get there. But yeah, look, it's the same thing. And it's just wearing down Bobby Hart to the point to where Bobby's just decided, I'm just going to hold and hope they don't call it. And they didn't, because look, that's a hug. You see the arm around the head just hooking. That's a hold right there. It's a massive hold. Look at that. It definitely impedes his momentum. So Bobby's just giving up on technique. He's fighting brute force with brute force at this point. And it's unfortunate he doesn't get any of these holding calls called against him, but he should have at some point, because he just holds him for the rest of the game. Look, that is just blatant, right? If he comes in here and Bobby just says, I'm going to hug you, right? The whole game, man. Look at this. And again, this is one of the last plays here. I think Cincinnati scores here. But TAKK getting held almost gets there. If he didn't get held, he would have got there. TAKK just brings relentless energy. He has what I like to call unstoppable toddler energy. If you ever babysitted a really hyper toddler, you know what I'm talking about. He got that unstoppable energy late in the fourth quarter, doing the same thing. He's just deciding to get there on brute force to the point to where Bobby's like, I'm just going to cheat. He just cheated for the last, drive, he held like 3 times in a row. These are all back-to-back clips. So that's what the Browns are getting in TAKK McKINLEY. Is he somebody I think is going to be the true 2 to Miles? No. He has a lot of developing to do. Now, to be fair, this is a tape from 2 years ago. Maybe he has developed a lot, but looking at his numbers, I don't think that's the case. He has a lot of growth. He has a lot of development to do if he wants to be a true, 4-down defensive end. But if they can get a Jadeveon Clowney or Jalen Phillips in the draft and have him kind of come in rotation with Porter Gustin, with the other energy defensive ends that they have, this is somebody who could be really useful, a really good, really big energy guy that will wear down these tackles when Miles ain't on the field. That's, I think, his best role. Can he live on the opposite side of Miles? Yeah, he can. A lot of guys can live on the opposite side of Miles because Myles Garrett's probably one of the best 5 defensive ends in football. A lot of people can live on the opposite side of that. Will he thrive in that position? I don't know. But I do have a very strong feeling that if he was a extra piece in a rotation, the third guy, I think he's the third guy in the pass rushing rotation, he has that energy that can be a real problem, especially late in games, if he just goes in there and does what he does, which is just relentless, right? Now, Andy Dalton makes a great throw. That's a touchdown. But that's what you see with TAKK McKINLEY. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. But again, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Have a good night.